So I'm working with three colleagues right now whose father started the company that they're taking over. And I got asked, what is the fastest way to improve profitability and time management while protecting the relationship? And this is kind of tricky. So I wanted to share with you 3 steps to grow your family business to support the entire family working in the company, ease the transition of management while respecting the founder, and protecting y'all's relationship. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Lane Boland. I'm the founder of Remodel Commanders. My background is finance. I'm an accidental contractor. In my career, I've bankrupted a contractor. I've grown another from 7 to 11 million while growing profitability 600% and cut the owner workload from 90 to 10 hours a week in just 6 months. And as a partner, coach, or consultant, I have led at least 30 contractors to grow by 1 million or get off the tools or get out of the field. Anyway, so step 1, guys, give your people rules to the game. The founding parent in a multi-generation contractor is likely a master craftsman. They have forgotten more about code and quality than we could learn in a lifetime. They built the company literally with blood, sweat, and tears. And your brand and your word of mouth is due to their sacrifice. But the laws of physics still apply. I have never seen a motivated contractor entrepreneur get bigger than 1.5 million without employees and layers of management. We got to get above 1.5 million fast to provide for their retirement and your family. So remember this: to form an effective small business contractor team, talkers talk and builders build and counters count. So to get above 1.5 million, I recommend 3 things. 1, you guys agree that your parent becomes the construction director in charge of quality, schedules, vendors, subs, and field crew, all the things they're good at. 2, y'all agree that you handle sales and design management, the things that he probably doesn't want to do. And 3, you guys agree to contract a part-time bookkeeper to run your payroll, your bill pay, and your job costing, because neither of you probably want to do that. So let's talk key performance indicators, KPIs, metrics, quotas, whatever word you want to give. Here's how the project director, who's likely you, breaks down if you want to crack 2 million. Number 1, you're doing 5 one-to-one professional referral meetings per week. That's 1 per day. Talking to designers, architects, engineers, or realtors. Plan on 1 lead per 3 meetings, by the way. 2, you're working 5 lead qualification calls. 3, you hit 2 prospective client site visits. 4, 2 prospective client proposal presentations. 5, you're closing a contract every other week at a minimum of $100,000. And then 6, you have time for at least 1 design meeting per week to push 2 projects a month minimum out into build per month. Okay. Now, as a construction director, who's likely your parent, it breaks down like this to get to 2 million. Number 1, they need to agree to attend at least 1 design meeting per week to help you push 2 projects to build monthly. They know how much stuff costs. They know code. Okay. Number 2, they need to commit to visiting every project site every day. No more than 5 projects. So 3 to 5 projects. Number 3, they need to commit to recruiting 3 new sub relationships weekly. Best practice, just have a weekly cattle call at like Wednesday at 7:30 in the morning. Number 4, they need to do a daily job log report. That's 3 to 5 job logs. 2 standard. I know they're the founder, but this is what we need from the role. And then number 5, we need them to do 3 to 5 end of week reports explaining where we are in the schedule, how the schedule's moving, issues faced, solutions implemented, photography of the jobs. Okay. So in this setup, you can handle 3 to 5 projects at any given time. And at $10,000 of earned value per project per week times 50 weeks, that's a $1.5 to $2.5 million company, just you two. And at a 37% margin, that's anywhere from $555,000 of gross profit to $925,000. And that's money left over for you guys to run the business and pay your families. I think that's enough. So now we're moving to step 2, technology and automation. So your parent, the founder, likely ran their business from a notebook in their head. And that's probably optimal when you're self-performing and running everything one project at a time from the perspective of the operator, I guess. But we have to formalize communication and planning if we want to grow. And we also have to pick up the same efficiencies our modern competitors have, or we're going to get suffocated. We also need to elevate our customer service game to charge a higher margin. And so, guys, remember this. Your wealthy contractor clientele who pay top dollar for big projects, they value 3 things: speed, certainty, and convenience. Notice I left quality off of this because quality is the bare minimum to compete. So here's the tech stack I recommend to speed up your operations, tighten up your estimates and your construction plans, and elevate your client's experience, aka their convenience, to crack 2 million only serving the affluent who can afford to pay top dollar. Number 1, go get JobTread as your operations CRM and customer portal. Buildertrend's too expensive and clunky. HubSpot's useless. Jobber isn't robust enough for complex remodels and new home builds. Go get JobTread. It's intuitive, it's easy to implement, and it's cost effective. Number 2, GoHighLevel as your marketing CRM. And make sure a nerd puts in there pre-built AI automations to follow up and schedule your appointments for you. I prefer ChatGPT-4 configured to GoHighLevel to talk to all of my leads through text. And when 71% of phone calls get screened, but 96% of text messages get read, why are we following up with leads on the phone? Text them. And why are we texting them when a machine can do it? Right. So then number 3, QuickBooks Online for your books. If you want affordable, competent bookkeeping, you're probably going to have to find a remote bookkeeper, which means you need to be in QuickBooks Online. Plus QBO talks to JobTread, and we can automate your job costing. Number 4, we need your website built on WordPress. It's universal. It's cheap. It can do everything. There are millions of developers in the world, which means cheap and quality. Don't let some nerd who's about to scalp a fat commission talk you into using HubSpot. It is literally flushing money down the toilet. Okay. Number 5, for your estimating, we need PlanSwift with RS means data. If you're going to do estimating in-house, we need that software. If you're going to outsource your estimating, which I recommend, make sure that they use PlanSwift with RS means data for your zip code. And then you can trust the takeoffs and the material quantities. Don't trust anything else. That still needs to be vetted by the old man. Okay. Lastly, Matterport. Either drop $3,000 to get the sensor yourself, or hire a nerd at $200-300 a pop to go scan your projects for you. What that's going to do, it's going to create the existing conditions for your as-builts accurate to like a 1/16 of an inch. It's amazing. It's going to save you so much time over using tape measures or even lasers for that matter. Now, for your cabinetry, I'd still use lasers and hand measure your cabinetry, but everything else, a quick Matterport scan is going to save you about 10 hours per job. Okay. So those are the 6 pieces of technology that we need to implement in your business pronto to gain you the same efficiencies as modern contractors. Okay. So lastly, now that we've implemented rules for the game for our people and we've implemented technology and automation, the last thing we need to do is position your company for profit. And here's the thing. The founding parent scratched this business together from nothing, right? They also probably likely believe in honest work for honest pay, which means they haven't probably raised prices in years. And so, of course, guys, you have a 6 to a 16-month backlog. The whole town knows you are the super quality guys who are also super cheap. You are being taken advantage of, right? So you need to increase your gross profit so that we can afford people to manage the jobs in the field, to manage design, to do the sales, so that the old man can retire. Okay. He's only going to respect and tolerate A-level talent, and A-level talent doesn't work for minimum wage. Okay. Especially minimum wage from 1990. Right. So to position a residential contractor for profit while protecting your backlog, I would follow these 10 steps if I bought your business today. And here's the thing about that backlog. Okay. Birds of a feather flock together. So if all your business is word of mouth and all of your current business knows that you're the super quality guys who are also super cheap, do you think it's more likely or less likely that your referrals are contacting you partly because you're super cheap? Just answer that question for yourself. So guys, the first step into fixing this problem is we're going to start charging top of market for our labor. And the way we're going to find that is we're going to go to Indeed.com. We're going to punch in the labor into Indeed.com. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the high dollar hourly rate. Okay. So then once we have that rate, we're going to multiply that number by 2 because that's what a subcontractor would likely charge us. And then we're going to multiply our subcontracted marked up labor by the general contractor markup of 1.67%. And what that comes out to is we're taking the high hourly rate from Indeed, multiplying that by 2 to get a 50% subcontractor markup. Then we're multiplying that by 1.67 to get the general contractor gross margin, which is a 40% margin. Okay. Now, in step 2, we're going to take all jobs in estimating or in design, and we're going to reprice the labor. All clients who are in estimating and design who do not have a signed build contract, they're going to get an email from us notifying them that due to significant volatility in labor prices and inflation, all estimates without a signed build contract need to be repriced. And a budget check-in meeting is needed to determine what we're going to do next as a team. Okay. What's going to happen here is a good number of your backlog are going to go find another contractor. Those were the ones who were with you because they thought you were cheap. The ones that stay, those are the ones who actually value quality, that value the relationship with you, that value speed, that value convenience. Those are the ones we want. Okay. So to replace the lost backlog, we're going to build relationships with high-end realtors who are selling 1%er houses in your market, and high-end design galleries who typically service the high-end projects. And we're going to find them in the high-end local magazines, advertising. To also supplement our lost backlog, we're going to start Google local services ads, only targeting the zip codes where the top 1% live in our market. If we still need business, we'll start advertising on Facebook for additions or bigger projects. Why? Because it costs the same amount of advertising to win a bathroom contract as it does an addition contract, except the bathroom's $30K and the addition's $300K. It's more efficient. Okay. Back to Google local services. That's Google guaranteed. That's not pay-per-click. It is amazing. Plan on $19 to $30 a phone call. Plan on 75% of your phone calls turning into site visits. Okay. Anyway, what we're going to do with all of those leads is we're now going to start selling a full design agreement structured as a retainer, billed below what an architect charges, but above what we're going to pay a design relationship to draft the plans, design the interior elevations, the site plan, the setbacks, the architectural exterior elevations, and pick the pillows for the selections. Okay. And we're going to target about 6% of the estimated build. So let's say we're working on a $300,000 addition, or what we think is a $300,000 addition. We're going to charge 6% of that. That's $18K at $200 per hour. And we're going to pay our designer and our draftsman and our selection specialist no more than $100 per hour. So for every hour they work, we're collecting $200 from the retainer and we're paying 100. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to see at least $9,000 of gross profit without picking up a hammer. And every hour you spend on the estimate, we're picking up $200 per hour. If there's 2,000 working hours in a year times $200 per hour, we are valuing your time at $400,000 per year, which is a damn sight more than you're making now, probably. Okay. This is why we don't charge stupid $500 shin fu estimates. This is why we also don't charge $2,000 professional service agreements, who you were coached by these nerdy little gurus who have never actually built a contractor before. I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm sure at one point they had a contractor, who have never built a multi-million-dollar general contractor that runs on systems instead of supervision. I fixed it, right? Either way, the point is, this is the big leagues. This is the NFL, guys. This isn't we're not running a painting subcontractor here. Okay. Anyway, so at that point, now that we're charging $9,000, we're accruing $9,000 of gross profit, when beforehand we were charging $2,000 top line for a professional services agreement, or even worse, $500 for an estimate, a quote. Yeah, no. We're making way more money. What you'll find is you're going to peel off $9,000, okay, of gross profit. Here's the thing: you can expect to need to get 5 leads from the internet to get 1 qualified client and a proposal. And you're going to need about 5 qualified proposals to get a contract. So 25 leads. On average, you're going to spend $50 a lead. So in other words, we're trading $2,500 for an $18,000 design agreement that gets us $9,000 of gross profit. So right on the front end, every contract we sell this way gives us enough gross profit to go buy 3 more clients. This completely eliminates money as a constraint in your business, only time, right? That's why we do this. And that $300,000 addition, at a 40% gross margin, that's $120,000 of gross profit. So we're trading $2,500 for $9,000 of gross profit immediately, and for $120,000 of gross profit within 6 months. The drug business isn't even this good, without the risk of jail time, I might add. Anyway, so that's step 7. Okay, step 8, we're now going to raise our margin, our prices. Step 9, we're going to join NARI. We're going to go win some awards. And later that year, we're going to raise our prices again to the full-throated minimum 40% general contractor markup. Okay. Or I'm sorry, gross margin. So guys, that's some food for thought. Now, if you want to increase your number of high margin 6 to 7 figure remodels, make sure to grab your free copy of our referral cyclone method, which is the same SOP I use to train my own sales force to get free dream clients from designers and architects. You can get your copy in the notes below. And if you want to dive further into best practices for how to build a profitable residential general contractor that runs on systems instead of the owner, be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Hit the subscribe button and check out more of our best practices. So guys, stay tenacious. I'll catch you later.